Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. Hello, America. And welcome back to a brand new episode. Wait, everywhere else in the world too. Hey, how you doing? And specifically New York City, the greatest city in the entire world. How do I know that? Because I've been to a bunch of cities. I've been to a bunch of places in other countries. And there's no place like New York City. There's no place like it. Even our homeless people are different, you know? Our homeless people are homeless in a different way. They have the fucking audacity to ask you for something as nicely as they think they possibly can, or however they perceive, like, whatever nice is to them. And then you go, sorry, I can't help you. And then they go, well, then go fuck yourself then. You fucking piece of shit. Yo, I had a homeless guy one time. Excuse me. I had a homeless guy one time call me a fucking coward. I swear to God. It was back in the day. I just remembered this shit as I started talking. As I like to warm up for whatever it is I'm talking about, right? I had this one time, this homeless dude, back when I used to smoke. I was smoking a cigarette. I was walking. I think I was with my boy Frank. And I was walking. I might have been with him. I don't remember. And he goes, yo, man, you got a cigarette, man? And I'm smoking a cigarette. And I probably did. I don't know. Actually, I don't think I did. Because I used to be very generous with my smokes. I would always, somebody ask for a smoke. I'm like, yeah, I'll let you buy my smoke. I know cigarettes are expensive, but it's like, it's also taken like seconds off my life, right? Allegedly. So, no, I mean, it's been proven, I believe. It's not healthy. It's not a healthy habit, right? And so I used to share them, but I'm walking, I'm smoking, and I'm taking a drag, and this guy goes, "Yo, man, you got a cigarette, man?" I swear to God, this is how he talked too. I'll never forget this fucking. I know what he looked like too. I'll explain to you what he looked like afterwards. I said, "Sorry, bro. This is my last one." He goes, "You know what, man? You a coward." I swear to God, this guy called me a coward because I didn't have a cigarette for him. I'll never forget that shit. He was balding, which is different than being bald, right? Being bald, we know what that looks like. If I say bald, you can picture it in your head. You have a picture of someone that you know, maybe someone famous, right? Maybe Bruce Willis, maybe Stone Cold Steve Austin, maybe... Who's the other fucking, the big jack guy? Maybe Terry Crews. He's bald, right? Who else is bald? Quick, name 5 bald guys. I think there's a siren. I'm going to tell you the pain in the ass thing about New York City, by the way, real quick. There was nothing. There was no noise going on at all. And now there's just a siren that won't shut the fuck up outside of my window. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry if you can hear it. Anyway. If it's an ambulance, I hope that person makes it. If it's just a fucking person who just has a siren attached to their car and just wants to make noise, fuck that person. Yeah, so this homeless guy called me a coward. And that's the beauty of New York City. Our homeless people are even different. But that's also, just the grind, the hustle and bustle, the urgency. I'll say that. I'll say urgency is my biggest thing. It's my favorite thing about a New Yorker. People are trying to get somewhere. People are not fucking walking all slow, meandering around the streets. Like, no, motherfucker, I got somewhere to be, right? And there are places for you to go sit down and not be, trying to get from A to B as fast as possible. There's places for that, right? But if you're just walking down, if you're just like, slowly moseying along down the fucking street, it's a real move, bitch, get out the way type situation, right? And if you get knocked over and trampled, then you probably fucking deserved it, all right? All right, cool. Just making that clear, just reminding everybody my stance on that. Don't just be slowly walking down the street, looking up in the sky, or looking down at your phone for that matter. I don't know. When I was a kid, I just feel like I'm becoming this, back in my day kind of person. When I was a kid, I feel like you had to always have your head on a swivel. Have your head on a swivel and be on high alert because motherfuckers was just snatching people's purses. Yo, when I was a kid, my mom was on the 6 train. I don't know what train it was. It might have been the 1 train. I'm going to say it was the 1 train because I can. I could call her right now and probably ask her. My mom was on the train holding me as a fucking baby, and some dude just snatched her fucking chain off her neck. And I tell you what, she probably wasn't paying attention. Also, she had a baby. She had a newborn baby. So her priorities were, let me take care of my child. That person's crazy enough to snatch the necklace off of a young mom carrying a young single mom who's 20. My mom was attractive back then too. And the reason I know that is because people have told me that, right? I don't find my mom attractive. She was an attractive woman with a baby, and some dude saw her just as a sitting duck and said, that's my fucking gold chain now. Fuck that. Fuck this bitch with this baby. And that's how much of a savage motherfuckers are. So I get shocked when I walk around and see people not paying attention. The amount of people that are walking around staring at their phones, not paying attention to what's going on around them. They don't know how close you're standing to them. I'm not a thief or a fucking psycho or any of those kind of things. I honestly like to keep my distance from people anyway. When social distance came out, I was hyped. I was like, yes, finally, it's about fucking time. Now I got an excuse to stay away from people. But, yo, the amount of people that you could just straight up snatch their shit and run and they won't even notice until you grab the shit out of their hand. It's like people just aren't paying attention. It's fucking wild. Like motherfuckers would just walk into the street without paying attention and all this shit. I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, I was thinking earlier about cereal for some reason. I was thinking about cereal. I was like, for me, when I think of cereal, I think it's something that I guess it's like a quick thing you could put together for yourself in the morning before you leave the house. Some people don't give a fuck about breakfast, and that blows my mind. It blows my mind because the second I wake up in the morning, I'm like ready for breakfast. And I do my little overnight oats, and it's ready for me, and I could grab it. I make some eggs. I make 5 whole eggs. Then I pour in some liquid egg whites and I make a real big scramble. I'm always super full after breakfast. I feel like a fat bastard after I eat breakfast for at least 15 to 20 minutes. And it goes away. But some people don't eat breakfast and it blows my mind. Or what do people eat for breakfast? And some people eat cereal. And I always feel like, man, cereal is kind of for kids, right? Like it's targeted for kids, obviously. You got Count Chocula, Peter Pan. No, that's from Wedding Crashers, Peter Pan. Grow Up, Peter Pan. Count Chocula. But it's all like colorful and the tricks are for kids and shit. Like, I mean, they say it. I was a big Frosted Flakes kind of guy. I did an episode when this podcast first started. I believe episode 12. This is 121. Just to give you some perspective. Episode 12 was, I was talking about cereals, I believe. It might have been 13. I could be wrong. Between 12 and 14, around that time, I was talking about cereals. And I went and looked up on the internet, my friend and yours. And what I found was percentage of adults who eat cereal for breakfast. Cereal is a super popular morning meal. It seems kind of ordinary, right? I'm reading something now. This is not me. Well, that's exactly why this is a breakfast food that many Americans eat on a regular basis. Out of 2,000 Americans who were part of a study by OnePoll and Sabra, 56% had cereal for breakfast regularly. Cereal's quick, man. It's got sugar and shit in it, so you can get jazzed up. But that's the one for kids. But they make like grown-up cereal too. Like Grape Nuts, Honey Bunches of Oats, Raisin Bran, which I fucking love raisins. I think raisins are very good. They got like, they're kind of sweet, you know. This like nature's candy, they like to say when they talk about like shit that comes from the earth. But haven't we poisoned the earth so much? Like, it came from the earth, and then we put it in a box for us to all consume. I don't really know what happened, so I don't like to get into it. But everybody has their own opinions, and it's like and you can slap an organic sticker on anything, but I don't know. How many people eat cereal for breakfast? It's there's a number here, and I want you to guess real quick in your head. I want you to you're probably listening to this by yourself. But whatever number you're thinking, it's higher than that. 283.39 million Americans eat cereal. And that was in 2020. And some people do it without milk. You can snack on it. I got a friend who became obese from coming home from school every fucking day and eating a mixing bowl full of cereal. And I use the term friend loosely. You get older and you just lose complete contact with people. But I've been fucking feeling so good lately. Sometimes you can get yourself down by thinking of relationships that you used to have with certain people. And I think that's just a lack of understanding. Understanding that everybody moves on and starts to make choices that shape their lives out to be in a certain way, right? We forget that, like, a lot of the adults you knew as a kid kind of just like only had their family. Like you are one of their friends, right? And so yeah, this kid, he became obese. His name was Jason. Common name, right? I used to go to this kid's house and he would just pop a big ass box of cereal open and just like, he just had to do it. It was a ritual, and he ended up losing a lot of weight when he started getting to those years where you're like about to become a man. And he got really slim. But there's always something to be said about like somebody who, it's like body image issues are they run deep, man. Like I sometimes, we all, like our perception of ourselves it's just like, it could be thrown off so much. Like people that's why talking about people's bodies is fucking weird. Telling people shit about their body is weird, which is really interesting because I try to avoid, like, I work with a lot of women especially, and it's like, yo, I'm not about to sit here and make any kind of comment about your fucking body at all because it's just not worth the goddamn headache, and honestly, it's kind of just none of my fucking business anyway. So, but body image issues are a real thing, and when my boy was morbidly obese, and I'm going to tell you exactly who he looked like, and you can look this up. He looked like Kirby from the Super Smash Brothers Nintendo 64 video game. He was a little fat, little Kirby looking motherfucker, and he lost all this weight. Handsome guy, but he still had that like, I'm a fat boy perception of himself, and it shows. So be kind to people, right? And if you're his friend, I was close to the kid, and then he disappeared out of my life, and I saw he lost weight, and I was like, good for him, because he was on some like, it was beyond. It was like you're not. It's cute when you're a little kid, and then you start getting to an age where it's like, hey man, like there's like health risks involved with this shit, right? Like you want to be one of these people that every time you go into a department store, if they have a scooter, you want to take it. You can't just walk around. You get upset when the escalator is broken. I get upset when the escalator is broken too, but I know I could walk up the fucking stairs, right? Don't you just want to be capable of doing stuff? But anyway, I digressed really far off. Now, what is the most popular cereal of all time? People have been asking. Let's see. Most popular cereal in America. Cheerios. Bitch, you guessed it. It's Cheerios. Honey Nut Cheerios. Pip Pip Cheerio. America's favorite cereal by both revenue and boxes sold is Cheerios. Wow. Top 5 cereals in America are as follows, in this order. Number 1 is Cheerios. Number 2, Rice Krispies. Number 3, Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Wow. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is the fucking GOAT. I don't care. Yo, Cinnamon Toast Crunch makes the milk taste good. Frosted Flakes. That was my childhood favorite. I like the mascot. Tony the Tiger is the fucking man. Raisin Bran, Lucky Charms, Corn Flakes, Apple Jacks. Corn Flakes sucks. Corn Flakes is a waste of fucking time. I agree with everything else on that list except for the Corn Flakes. It's the most popular cereals. Who the fuck's eating Corn Flakes? It's got a picture of a rooster on it. They didn't even get a good mascot. Get the fuck out of here. I mean, roosters are all right, I guess. I'm a Foghorn Leghorn guy. You know, I think Foghorn Leghorn was cool. I think if T.I., the rapper, was to turn into a cartoon character, he would turn into Foghorn Leghorn because he already sounds exactly fucking like him. So I'm a fan of T.I., by the way. That's not a front on T.I. But I just think of, when I think of one person, I think of the other person is what I'm saying here. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I said it. No, but yeah, I mean, cereal's a easy meal to make, and it's one of the first things that you learn how to prepare, right? I mean, besides what? Peanut butter and jelly, which is, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say it's probably arguably the best sandwich of all time. Now, there's sandwiches that come to mind. I fucking will always love a bacon, egg, and cheese. I will always love a fucking meatball sub with that fucking mozzarella, with the marinara. I love a turkey and Swiss with fucking lettuce, tomato, mayo, oil and vinegar, salt, pepper. Like, that's classic on a roll. But you gotta go hefty with the shit. I want like a thick, holy shit, how do I bite this sandwich? I want a sandwich that, like, I want it to stay intact too. I don't want to bite into the sandwich and then the guts shoot out of the back of it. Right? Make the sandwich, the bread's got to be a little bit soggy enough on the inside. But then the outside's got to have a little bit of crisp to it. You know what I mean? That fresh bread. And then you bite into the sandwich. And the juice gushes all over your hand like a fucking wet. And then the sandwich gets so messy and you just start sucking all the juices off of your fingers like a slob, like a fucking gross, disgusting pig who's never eaten somewhere in front of people before. You get it all over your shirt. You start thinking, man, maybe I should have took my shirt off before I started eating this. It spills all over your lap. You're like, fuck these pants. I don't give a fuck about these pants. This sandwich is too good. It's so good you can't put it down. Because if you put it down, then you got to go get a fucking fork and a knife. And it's not a sandwich anymore. It's a platter now. Now you're eating a platter. But you still can't use your hands. So you hold on to the edges of the plate and you just fucking start going to town. You start eating it like a dog. Just nom, 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 nom. And it's all over your fucking face. And if you got a beard, there's crumbs and shit in it. There's lettuce. The lettuce is all like the little, it looks like it got sent through a paper shredder. You know? Little shredded lettuce. I'm not a cabbage guy, though. I'm a lettuce guy. And I know what you're going to say. It's the same thing. No, it's not. It's like saying broccoli and cauliflower are the same thing because they're the same shape. Cauliflower is not even real, man. It's the government trying to tell you, because cauliflower is white. You ever seen something white grow out of the ground? No. Broccoli is real. Cauliflower is fake. Vote for me. I don't know what the fuck is going on. Yeah, no, I mean, I love a good sandwich. I find often that I'm thinking about food. And people ask me questions all the time about what I eat. They do. People feel super comfortable talking to me about what I eat. They go, hey, man, what do you eat? And I'm like, I keep a food log, kind of. I just write down shit so I remember when I ate. So when I'm starving and when I get really hungry, I start feeling hopeless and miserable and sad and weak and I can't even think straight. And then I go look at my list and I'm like, oh, because the last time you ate was 4.5 hours ago. Maybe it's about that time, Joe Pesci. Remember that Joe Pesci commercial where the guy was losing his shit? And the guy goes, oh, come on, man. You know you act crazy when you're hungry. He gives him a Snicker bar and it was Joe Pesci. Then he turned into a regular person. And he was like, oh, thank God. Isn't it funny that Joe Pesci is just known for being like that agitated? It's kind of cool. How do you want to be known? What do you want to be known for? I know what I want to be known for, but I'm not going to tell you. That's what I want to be known for. It's not my nature to be mysterious, but I can't talk about it, and I can't talk about why. You a coward. Anyway, all right, guys, listen, I'm going to get the fuck out of here because I don't know. I've been watching random movies, and I think I'm just going to go watch one. They got that Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg movie called Me Time that came out that has a lot of really funny moments in it. And I'm going to tell you something right now. It's not a good movie, but it's entertaining, and it's longer than it should be, like a fucking Judd Apatow movie. But, check it out if you don't have shit to do. I just can't do the fucking social gatherings anymore like I used to. I just have no desire to. I'm just kind of like I'm sitting here like a fucking recluse, which is nice. You get to know yourself. Know thyself. I challenge you this week to get to know yourself and give a random stranger a compliment. I walk past people on the street. I'll be like, hey, nice hat, man. And they're like, oh, thanks. And walk away as fast as you can before they start giving you a backstory about the fucking hat. Just drop that little gem of kindness and then disappear. Fade into the bushes like Homer Simpson. All right, guys. Take care, guys and girls and whatever else you identify as. And fucking have a great day and talk to you soon. Later.